Today, we're going to talk about Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc was a peasant in France. She grew up poor, peasant, France. She's a 12-year-old girl, and she's out there in the peasant fields just doing her thing. And then she sees this vision. St. Margaret, St. Catherine, and St. Michael. And they talk to her. And, you know, she's born in war-torn France, 100 years of war, shit's going down. And the saints come to her and they tell her, Joan, you need to take back France for the French people. This English bullshit has gone on long enough. And then the other saints too, they're like, yeah, it has gone on long enough. We need France for the French. France for the French, motherfuckers. So she goes to the king, or, you know, they didn't really have a king because they were taken over by England. And, you know, France was kind of like a wannabe trying to survive under English rule. Whatever, she goes to the old king that kind of is a king still. And she says, we need to take back France from the English. God told me so in a vision with these 3 fucking beautiful saints that were so beautiful I cried and everything. And God spoke. And this is what we need to do, take back France. And he was like, oh, no, bitch, I'm sorry. Just because you heard some voice in the woods doesn't mean that I'm going to let you go off with some armies and fucking take all the shit you want and try to be a little crusader hoe. That ain't happening on my watch. So she's persistent. She comes back. She's got to tell him it's for serious. And she's got to do it. Don't die. I might be dying. Finally, some guy's like, okay, I'll give you a chance. I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna put you out in the field. And she's like, fuck yeah, she's like 16, 17, I don't know. So she's there, making it happen. And all of a sudden, she's making her way, and people are fucking thinking that she's doing something right. So they're like, yeah, Joan of Arc, you know? She knows what she's talking about. But then, she gets all badass and the warrior and shit. And they're fighting, they gotta bail. It's not working out. So they have to retreat, but she's the last one to stay. She's the last one to stay because that's what a real fucking captain does. They stay with their troops. So she stays, she's watching, oh, arrow in the back. All of a sudden, oh, but she's like, oh, I can take this shit. And she looks him in the eye and she says, you can take this arrow in my back, but you can't take fucking France. France is for us. So they try her for being a witch. They burn her at the stake. Customary witch trying practice of the time, obviously. And she dies. 19-year-old girl. 20 years later, maybe more, I don't remember. The Pope, or some important person, he goes, hey, let's look into this Joan of Arc issue because maybe she did talk to God. We talk about that shit all the time with the Bible, God talking and the burning bush, and all of a sudden, you know, someone says something and we're like, no. Maybe we should take a little bite of our own medicine here and listen to what she's got to say. And they look back on the records. Turns out they think she did everything God told her to do, and they were wrong for burning her for being a witch. She's a fucking saint and a martyr for her people. She was totally in the right, listening to God's words, taking back France for the people, all of this stuff. And it's totally bogus that the English fucking let her burn at the stake for being a witch when she really was a God-fearing motherfucker going all the way. And so then they made her a patron saint, and now she is in with all the patron saints of the people of the things with the religions and such.
No kidding, right?
Burn at the stake! That's my Maddie impression. It's burned up!